In this video, we're going to go over how to create a subscription box on WooCommerce. I have an older brother that has a coffee company called Charlie's Coffee. He has light roasts, medium roasts, and dark roasts, and he wants to offer these products on subscription and also in a mix and match subscription box every month, every 2 months, and every 3 months. So how do we set this up? How do we accomplish having a subscription box with WooCommerce? Well, that is what we are going to be going over today. But first, if you get value out of this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and all the links in this video can be found in the description box below. Okay, let's jump into it. So the first step we have to do is we have to go to Kinsta, and we're gonna get a plan so we can host the Charlie's Coffee site. So I'm gonna quickly go sign up for a plan for a single site. I use Kinsta for all my sites. This can be found in the description box below. And I'm just gonna go through this process to create an account so I can host my subscription box site on their servers. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this process. So I successfully created my site, and now I need to add my site to Kinsta. And whether this is your first site or you're on a different hosting platform, I would highly recommend Kinsta. And with that, I'm gonna add my site. So I'm just gonna name this Coffee Box. And I'm gonna put this in Iowa and Charlie's Coffee Company. And Charlie C, that'll be good. And I also wanna install WooCommerce. Now it may take a couple minutes for this to spin up, probably no more than 2 minutes, but keep your eyes out on it. Also an email for when this is done. So now my site the server has been spun up for my site, and now we can start building. So I'm gonna click into this coffee box, and I'm gonna go to domains, and this is where eventually you can add your domain, such as, charliescoffee.com. But right now, we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna wait. So we can add the domain just as a placeholder, and eventually we'll point the domain to the server. And awesome, now it gives us instructions to point these records at our domain name provider, such as Google Domains or GoDaddy or NameHero, etc. But for now, we are just going to say, I'll do it later. We're focused on building our subscription box site as fast as possible. So I'm gonna open up this URL, and this is going to be where we're starting with, okay? So I'm just gonna log in. Awesome. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Settings, General, and I'm gonna update this temporary site, this to HTTPS to force a secure connection. And I'm also gonna update my time zone correctly. Awesome, and it's gonna sign me out, but that's a good thing because now the site is HTTPS. Now I'm logged back in, and I'm gonna also go to this permalinks tab, and I'm gonna update this to post name, and I'm gonna save my changes. Next, we are going to go to reading again, and we're gonna have our latest post, or a static page and be sample page. And for the time being, I am not gonna have search engines index this site. This will be something that you can remove when we bring the site live. So with that, I'm gonna go to plugins, and the WooCommerce plugin was installed by default by Kinsta. So I'm gonna activate that plugin, and let's go through this setup process. Okay, great. So the first thing I wanna do in this WooCommerce setup process is I'm actually gonna skip the store setup process. I know, you guys might have different thoughts about it, but I think it is unnecessary and it takes time. So we're gonna skip these store setups, and then we're gonna keep going. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Appearance, I'm gonna go to Themes, and I'm actually gonna add the storefront theme right here. And I'm gonna install the theme, and I'm gonna activate the theme. Okay, so this is what we will be using as our theme just to set up the subscription box site. Just to give you guys an idea of how I'm gonna set this up. And I'm going to upload Charlie's Coffee's logo. Okay, so I have these 3 logos. And I'm gonna select them, and I'm not gonna crop it so it fits. And I'm gonna remove the tagline, and I'm just gonna have this be Charlie's Coffee. And then next, I'm going to go down to widgets, and I'm just gonna remove all the widgets right here. This is just some housekeeping things just to make this whole tutorial go faster, but this is how we have to do it, so bear with me, guys. Nice. So now I'm going to publish after customizing the storefront theme, and this has been published, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to my settings, reading, and I'm going to update this to my shop page as my home page just for now. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add plugins that I need for my subscription box site with WooCommerce. So the plugins are going to be WooCommerce Subscriptions, all products for WooCommerce Subscriptions, and WooCommerce Product Bundles. All those links can be found in the description box below. So I'm going to upload all 3 of those plugins. So I'm going to install them. In the description box below, you'll get the link, and you can get the plugins on WooCommerce.com. And then I'm going to add the all products WooCommerce subscription plugin. And then I'm finally going to add the WooCommerce Product Bundles plugin. And after activating all 3 of these plugins, I'm almost ready to go. And with that, I'm going to add Charlie's Coffee's products. So I'm going to create a product, and this is going to be my first product, and I'm just going to call this Light Roast. Okay? And I'm just going to say, hey, fair trade coffee as a description. And Charlie sells these for $10 per pound of coffee. And I'm going to set my product image as the Light Roast product image right here. And I'm going to set that product image. And then I'm going to go down to subscriptions, okay? And I'm going to add these subscription plans like this every month. And I'm going to give a 10% discount every 2 months and every 3rd month. And I'm going to add a new category for coffee. And finally, I am going to publish this product. So this is the first product I'm publishing. And if you see right here, it's just a normal product page. But next, we will be adding the subscription box bundle so you can mix and match these. So I'm going to go back to my products real quick. And I want to duplicate all 3 of these products. So I can duplicate this product for the medium roast. And I'm going to update this product image. Nice. And I'm just going to set this as 2 for the menu order. And then I'm going to publish the product. And now if I go back to my shop page, I have 2 products, and I need my dark roast product as well. So I'm going to also create my dark roast product real quick. And I'm going to update this product image. For dark roast, and I'm also going to add this menu order as the 3rd menu order, and I'm also going to publish this product. Nice. So I have 3 products that I want to have in my subscription box. Now, how do I set up these products so they can be mixed and matched in a subscription box? Well, I'm going to create yet another product called the coffee box. And I'm going to add a text like your favorite roasts on subscription, and I'm gonna set this as $30 each month, but in reality, I guess this would be $27 if we're doing the subscription box. So I also can update this to a product bundle, and the bundled products I want to add here are going to be the light roast, and then the medium roast, and then the dark roast. Nice. So these are the 3 products in the subscription box. And if I go the min bundle size, it's got to be at least 3 of them, and the max bundle is going to be 3. And then I'm also going to set this product image to this bundle roast subscription box, and I'm going to click publish. And as you can see here, we have our coffee box in a bundle. But how do we make this a subscription box? How do we set this up so people can choose maybe 2 of the light roasts and 1 of the dark roasts, but not do a medium roast in a given month, or make that mix and match? Well, we have to go back to this coffee box product, and we have to come down to, first, we're gonna go to bundled products, and we're gonna make these all 3 optional, and the min quantity would be 1, but the max quantity would be 3, because technically someone could subscribe for 3 light roasts per month if that's what you wanted to do. So I'm just going to update each of these products in the bundle to 3 and make them all optional. So the max quantity could be 3, and make them all optional. Once we're done with all that, then I'm going to click the subscription tab right here, and I'm going to be able to add every month, every 2 months, and every 3rd month. So I could right here say, hey, let's do this discount right here like we did on the other products, and we can decide not to do one-time purchase. But to make this easier, each bag costs $10, and we're adding the subscription options here, so we can still have this discount right here. If this doesn't make sense, leave a comment in the comments below of anything that might not be explained properly. So, okay, so now we're gonna refresh this coffee box, and right now I have this like build, mix and match coffee box where people can either, buy 2 light roasts, for example, and 1 dark roast, and they can just buy it as a one-time purchase, or they could subscribe and save. They can get it for every month, every 2 months, every 3 months at a 10% discount. So I'm just gonna go back, and I'm just gonna do this traditionally, and they're all gonna get 1 light roast, 1 medium roast, 1 dark roast, and they can subscribe and save 10%, and they'll get it for $27 a month, all 3 of these roasts. And this will be great because as customers always ask about, do you ship online, and do you get, have some sort of like bundle, or can I give it for a gift? So if I click this sign up now, I'm gonna be taking, that the product's been added to the cart, and I can see here all 3 products in my bundle. And I also could customize this by editing the product again and choosing on these bundled products if I don't want to show, on the cart page, if I don't want to show these, I just want to show the bundle. So there's a couple different options you could use right here if you played around with this, or edit in cart, or however you wanted to have the layout be. So with that, I'm just going to update this real quick. And if I look at my cart, right, and I go to the checkout, your customers will be able to check out. And also a side note that we need to add a payment method so we can take payments. So I honestly would recommend using Stripe if you're able to use it in the US, or I know they're in plenty of countries, but some countries they can't be used. So use Stripe, or use Authorize.net, or Amazon Pay, or PayPal really can sometimes just be the easiest to use. So I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna go to plugins, and I'm gonna go back to the WooCommerce settings, So I can go WooCommerce settings, and I'm going to click payments. And right now I don't have any payment methods to use. So something that's really easy to use is using Stripe. So I'm just going to add the Stripe plugin right here. And I'm going to install this. Nice. So now if I come back to WooCommerce settings and I click the payments tab, I can bring Stripe right up here. And this is also important because it takes automatic recurring payments. So if, let's say a customer of Charlie's subscribes today for the subscription box, he pays that $27 plus shipping, and then a month from today, based on the card that he entered initially, that will automatically be charged. He doesn't have to worry about invoicing him. It will automatically take his payment. So that's crucial if you want to do automatic recurring payments, which I always recommend doing instead of manual renewals, especially for subscription boxes. So I am just going to save this layout real quick, and they're going to give you this thing to how to set up your Stripe account. And I have a video I will link in the description box, one of these, about how to set up Stripe, but really it should not take long. And set it up or use PayPal. And with that, I'm just going to add in my Stripe credentials just to get this site going. So give me a second to do that. And an easy way to do this is to start off with, it's just to add your test keys from Stripe here. And you can just do that by searching API keys in the search box in Stripe. And I will add also my test secret key. Awesome. So now we're all set up in Stripe. And if I go back to the checkout page on my site, I can see that I have this option to pay for my subscription box. But we're not done yet. We need to do a few other things. And with that, I'm just going to go to the subscriptions tab, and I want to make sure everything's set up correctly. So this add to cart button text, I want to add this to buy now. And then the place order button text, which we see on the checkout page here, instead of sign up now, I want to do place order. Okay, and my subscriber default role, I'm just going to say customer. I think that just makes everyone's a customer, whether they buy something one time or they're on a subscription box. And to keep going through the subscription settings, I want to display the auto renew toggle in their my account pages. I want to accept early renewal payments and also accept early renewal payments via like a pop-up model on their account page. If this doesn't make sense, these are just the recommended settings I use, 95 to 99% of the time. And then I also want to allow switching between subscription plans and between product bundle configurations. And for this pro rate sign up, we don't need to worry about any of the settings here, but then also the switch button text, I want to just update this to edit box, okay? And then I also wanted, this is really important, when you go down to the bottom here, I want to enable automatic retry of failed recurring payments. One of Charlie's, let's say one of Charlie's good friends who's been to the coffee shop, plenty of times and loves his coffee and loves the fact that we're going to have it on subscription. Let's say he signs up for a subscription box or a roast on subscription and one of his payment fails. Now that could be because, he needed to update his card or his card expired. Well, in 12 hours, it will retry that payment method. And this is crucial, especially if you have subscriptions, automatic recurring payments, to retry those failed payments, because your customer, it just makes it easier to retry the recurring payments. So with that, I'm going to save changes. If I want to take this a step further, I'm also going to go to this emails thing, and this is just going to make everything easier. So the header image that I want to use, so right now I have like this blank email template. I don't love it, right? So I want to do something that's special for Charlie and that kind of shows off his brand. So I'm just going to come back to this media, and I uploaded that logo before right here, and I'm just going to copy this link right here, this copy URL to clipboard, and I'm going to head in this header image right here. Okay, and I also want to update this color, and I have a list of colors right here of what I need to use. So the colors that I want to use for the base color is going to be this teal right here. Okay, so I'm just going to update that to this teal, and I'm going to remove this built with WooCommerce, and I'm going to save my changes. So now when I preview this email template, you know, it's going to show off Charlie's Coffee's brand, especially when customers, you know, get the order confirmation emails, and it'll just make everything easier. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the shipping tab, and I just want to offer shipping for $4.95 flat rate every time. It's not hard to ship these coffee boxes, and since Charlie is just starting out, he doesn't want to worry about shipping rates. He's just going to charge $4.95 flat rate. He wants to take the plunge and see if these subscription boxes work. So that's what we're going to do throughout all the United States. That's where he's going to start shipping with. So I'm going to add a shipping zone called just like United States, and it's just going to be United States, and the shipping method is going to be flat rate, and I'm going to update this to $4.95, and I'm going to save my changes. If I come back to these shipping zones, I don't want to necessarily show any shipping methods if someone's like from Canada, because we're not shipping there yet. So we don't need to offer any shipping zones or shipping methods in locations other than the US. I'm going to go to the shipping options and make sure I have everything set up correctly. So the shipping calculator on the cart page, I don't necessarily want to show that because it's always going to be $4.95 in flat rate, and I don't want to hide shipping costs until address is entered either, because it's always going to be $4.95. Okay, so I'm just going to save these changes, and I'm going to update Charlie's address. And right here, we're only going to sell to United States, so we can update this. And awesome. So we're not going to worry about taxes in this tutorial. We're just going to focus on getting the subscription box site up. So with that, I'm going to come back to these products. And now if I open up this coffee box, I'm going to do a test order to see how this all works, how we can get the most out of this coffee box tutorial. So I'm going to add this light roast, medium roast, dark roast, right? And I'm going to do subscribe and save every month. This may already be in my cart, so I can view my cart. And as you can see, I want to update the cart because that was already added. But now let's go through this checkout process. And I'm just going to go through this checkout process real quick. Nice. So I don't want to ship to another address. I want to ship to this address. And I'm just going to enter in a test card just to test how everything's working, and also show you guys how you could edit your subscription box after the first order is placed. Nice. So my order's been received, and this was just a test order. And if I come here, WooCommerce orders, I can click into this order, and I can see that all 3 products were purchased in this coffee box. And I also could click the subscription right here, and I could see the subscription for John Doe. Nice. And it also shows, since he's every month, that his next payment is going to be November 27th, 1 month from now. So nice. If I come back to this checkout process, I know you guys have been asking, how do I edit the subscription box? How do I update what items I want in the subscription box? Well, the customer can go to their My Account page right here, and they can click My Subscription, and they will be able to click this Edit Box button. And if they click this Edit Box button, they will be able to update what they want in their coffee box the following month. So let's say I update this to 2, and then, I don't want the dark roast. I'm more of a light roast, medium roast guy. Let's say John Doe said that. And now this will be updated. It's going to switch the subscription for the next payment, right? So now if I come back here, I can see that I have 2 light roasts, 1 medium roast for his November 27th subscription box, which is 1 month from now. And if I go back and I look at this edit subscription, we have light roast, medium roast, dark roast. That was the original. But if I take this link and I open up a new tab and I look at what this has been updated to, you can see 2 light roasts, 1 medium roast. So now let's just say this is the same subscription. If I refresh this, the dark roast will be removed and the subscription will be updated for the next month's shipment. We also could see here in the subscription notes that the customers switch from this to that. And to take this a step further, we could also go back to this coffee box and we could add additional products to it. Like, let's say I wanted to also add the French roast. So let's just duplicate this, and the decaf. So I'm going to add my French roast. And then I'm going to update this product image. Nice. And then I'm going to publish this. And then I'm also going to create a new product for the decaf. Nice. And one little thing is I know these already have subscriptions since I'm copying the same product. So all these subscription plans are updated. So I'm going to publish this decaf coffee. And if I just view this product, if it's not in the subscription box, it also has this option for people to pay one time, or they can subscribe and save and get it every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, just like the subscription box. Cool, I know, right? So another thing that we should do real quick is we should update how products are added to the cart so they redirect to the cart page after a successful addition. And we're also not going to enable product reviews because Charlie is just getting started online with his coffee shop, and by default he's not going to have any reviews. So rather than show 0 reviews and potentially get less confidence from these people, we're not going to show product reviews to start off, but we'll start collecting them and eventually we will show them. So now if I come back to this decaf coffee, and let's say I want to subscribe and save to the decaf coffee every 3 months, and you can see that this is automatically redirected me to the cart page after a successful addition, and I can see this is how much it's going to cost, and it's going to be every 3 months. So my next payment or renewal is going to be 3 months from now in January. So let's say I place another order. I want to edit this, the decaf coffee. So I can view the subscription and I can click, I want to edit this coffee box, and I can, update to every month or every 2 months because I'm at every 3. Nice. So this is just asking me to switch the subscription and confirm, and now my subscription has been updated to every 2 months. So my next payment is still going to be January 2022, but the next payment after that is going to be in March, not April. So we've created our subscription box, we've done a few test orders, we've shown how this could all work with Charlie's Coffee, but now we want to just kind of spice things up in the site, make it look a little bit better than what we have right now. So this part of the tutorial, we're just going to spice things up a little bit. So I'm going to go to this Customize tab. I have my identity, which we did earlier, and I'm also going to go to my header, the text color, the link color. That all looks fine. But maybe I wanted to update this to this teal color that I have, like that. Maybe that looks a little bit better. And I'm also going to go to the footer, and I want to add this light gray color as the footer, as the background color. And I want to make the text this black. And that's what I'll be doing. And then I'm going to come back to this typography, and we have our heading color, our link color. I'm going to update back to this teal that I have. And then buttons, we're going to update the background color of the buttons to this teal, and we're going to do this as white. And then we're also going to update a secondary color to this brown to make it more look like Charlie's Coffee. So I'm going to create a new menu, and I'm just going to name this main menu. And I'm going to add some links to it. And I'm just going to add shop, cart, and my account. And these are the only 3 ones I need right now. And I'm going to publish this. And one other thing I'm just going to add is I'm going to add just another item for this subscription box. So I'm just going to call this coffee box. In my account, we can add this in the footer possibly later on, but I'm just going to update this to just account, and boom. So now we can publish this. And I don't actually love this teal with these links, so I'm just going to go back and I'm going to update. If I go to WooCommerce, I can enable a store notice if I want to. I want to hide the phone field. I'm going to hide the company name field. Make sure I have a privacy policy set. And that's it. So if I want to just only show this coffee box product under this coffee thing, what I can do is I can edit this product, and I can say catalog visibility. I only want to show this in search results. And if I come back here to my shop page, I'm not going to be showing this coffee box just yet. We're not going to hide this search products. So if I wanted to search coffee box, I could, right? It's going to take me right there, or I could just click here, right? So now it just makes it easier for people to say, hey, I want to shop. I want to get a coffee box or coffee subscription box, and add their choices. And I also could update this product to be able to allow the decaf and light roast as well. French roast. Okay, there we go. So now if I update this, I can see that I have this coffee box, and I can add 1 decaf, 1 dark roast, and a medium roast. And then let's say maybe I'm like, hey, I don't want a dark roast. I can add 2 medium roasts. Or I also want to get the French roast, or 2 French roasts, and don't get the medium roast. So these are just more mix and match items that you can use with WooCommerce Product Bundles. And if someone also just wanted to get 2 of the French roasts, as a one-time purchase, they could do that as well, or they could just, subscribe and save and, get multiple and get it every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, and get 10% off. Awesome. So now is the time of the tutorial where I'm going to show you how to point your domain back at your new subscription box site. So for me, the easiest thing to use is use Google domains, but you can use Name Hero or whatever you want. But in my experience, I'm going to use Google domains to purchase the domain name charliescoffeeco.com and point the domain at our server so we can have Charlie's Coffee be our site and start taking orders for our subscription boxes and our coffee roasts. Yay! So I'm going to go to Google Domains and I'm going to search Charlie's Coffee. And that one costs, for over $4,000. So I'm going to see if Charlie's Coffee Co. is open. And boom, that's open. So I'm going to add this to my cart. And I am just going to check out and I'm going to purchase charliescoffeeco.com. Nice. So now I've successfully purchased charliescoffeeco.com, and now I need to point the DNS here to my site at Kinsta. So with that, I'm going to go back to my domains here, and I can see that this original domain I wanted to use, Charlie's Coffee, cost about $4,500 or $4,400 to buy in the aftermarket. So I instead got the charliescoffeeco.com domain to use. So I need to actually add that domain now. So I'm going to add this in Kinsta. It's going to support www.charliescoffeeco.com and just charliescoffeeco.com. So it will support both versions of how your customers are going to get to your site. I prefer not to use the www just because I think it's tacky, but really it's all personal preference that you want to use. So I successfully added charliescoffeeco.com as a domain in Kinsta, but now I need to verify these records with a domain I just bought on Google. So I'm going to go dual screen for a second, and I'm going to bring this over here so I can see all these records, and I'm going to bring my charliescoffeeco.com domain over here, and I'm going to click the DNS tab on Google Domains, and I am going to add a record right here. So this text record, right? So it wants me to add a text record. So I'm going to update this to text, and I'm going to do this right here, right? And I put that right there, and now this value right there, and then I'm also going to add another text record. So I'm going to create another text record called text, and I'm going to do the @ sign, and then I'm also going to add this value right here. And I'm going to save these records. And now it might take a few minutes for Kinsta to verify our domain, charliescoffeeco.com, to update it on the server so now our customers can go to the site. While we're waiting for them to verify the domain, I'm going to remove this charliescoffee.com domain that we never use because it costs like $4,500, and it doesn't make sense to buy a domain name for that much when Charlie is just starting off online with a subscription box. So I'm going to remove this domain. Kinsta also asked me to add an additional record, so I also just copied this IP address right here, and I went to my Google Domains and I added this right here. If you have questions about this, let me know in the comments below. Awesome. So now I can see that my domain has successfully been verified in Kinsta. So if I open up my domain, why hasn't it gone to charliescoffeeco.com yet? Well, the thing that we still need to do is we need to set this domain as our primary domain, right? And I also want to run a search and replace to update everything to charliescoffeeco.com. So it's just going to update any link that looks like this to charliescoffeeco.com, and that's the domain I want to use. Nice. Charlie's Coffee Co. has been updated as the primary domain. And if I open it now, I can see I have this site, but I don't love this HTTP, so I can actually come to tools and I can force HTTPS, and I'm going to force all traffic to the primary domain. And now if I come back to the site, I can see that the URL was automatically updated to HTTPS that is secure rather than using HTTP. And now I'm in business. I can send this link to, my biggest fans of Charlie, or my brother Charlie's biggest fans or biggest supporters. If they want to do a subscription box, they also could, have this for gifts for the holidays and whatnot. And overall, people are able to buy his products using WooCommerce and using a WooCommerce subscription box. It's my first full site tutorial video. So I just made, little side note, I made a goal of just doing one and getting the full site tutorial of how to set up a subscription box for Charlie's Coffee. And I was like, I just need to do one and I need to publish it and I need to see what the feedback is, because I think it's fun just to do these full site tutorials, but it takes a lot of work. So if you guys got value out of it, click the like, click that subscribe button, and all the links can be found in the description box below. Leave a comment of what you're going to be offering as your subscription box. Awesome. Have a great day, guys. See ya. Peace.